Hello everyone and welcome to another Titan Esports interview. This time we are interviewing Conduit Esports Retribution's Dersin in the Divinity League. So Dersin, how are you doing on this fine evening?
Hey, doing really well. Thanks for having me. Excited to be here, and we got a big match tonight, so I'm just getting pumped for that.
Oh yeah, getting pumped. So yeah, you're joining us for a interview right before a match. So shout out to you for doing that for us. And I guess I'll start off with asking something about you. How many seasons have you played in Titan before? Is this your first season, or have you played a couple seasons before, just to kind of get to know you a little bit better? And what were the results like of those seasons that you played?
Yeah, so this will technically be my third time in Titan. My first season was this time last year, Winter 24. That was pretty much my first real comp experience other than a draft league, and got lucky, fell into a team with good teammates, and made it to finals there. Lost in finals to a Dorado team, which never feels good, but they deserved it. And then didn't play in the summer, and then played just back in the fall with my team Revelation. Made it to finals there again, and ended up losing to the same mid laner that I lost to in winter. So he's no longer in this league. So hopefully I have a shot at it this year, but there's a lot of good competition, so I have to work hard every week. So excited to try to get back there.
Of course. So this season means a whole lot to you then. You've made it basically to the top of the mountain twice, and then you've fallen short. So you could say this is your third time's the charm type of season for you then.
Yeah, definitely hoping so, especially with I've kind of fallen in with Conduit over the year and really enjoyed my time there. So there's also the storyline of Conduit not having won any Titan seasons at all. So being the first or a part of the first to do that would be really awesome. And I'm putting a lot of stakes on this one. I want to get it, but it's going to be a tough battle. So anything can happen, I think.
There you go. So your teammates, talk a little about your team with me. Have any of your teammates played with each other before, or are you guys just a group of brand new people that have been slotted on a team and have had to kind of work from scratch in terms of synergy from the start of the season?
Yeah, definitely the latter. I mean, I'm sure there's some history between maybe Bam and my top laner Gav from a while ago, but Bam and Gav are longtime Conduit veterans in the scene. Our jungler Titan Duff was kind of an unknown to us, but he had won a Risen split this year. He fell kind of on my radar, and we gave him a shot, and right away it was like, yeah, this is it. It's easy. And then our support is Asthmatic Boy. He's a friend of one of my old teammates and was recommended to me. Kind of unknown in the scene a little bit, but the intangibles he offers are like incredible. I think if he wants to keep playing and wants to dive into it, he's like absolutely should be on any team in this league. I think is a superstar support. But I mean, we have good talent. We've been scrapping it together without a lot of time with weird schedules. Sometimes practice is hard, but it's kind of just every time we can get it together, make it count, and be prepared is the best way to do it. I'm constantly asking my team, since we're still new, like what is the right choice for them in terms of matchups or pools? What are we worried about? And just being over diligent with picks and draft and what they could possibly do to be ready for anything.
So let's talk a little bit more about that team strategy then. So how easy has it been assessing your team's strengths and weaknesses, and where do you feel that you fit into the sort of 5-person puzzle piece in terms of your play style and you as a player with the team?
I would say it hasn't been easy, especially because I'll start with the second half of that question first. I think that I am pretty much some people around the league have said this, and one of my old teammates has called me kind of an amplifier. I'll make jokes and I'll talk and chat and tell everybody I'm better than them, but I think the truth is, like, I know I can lose any lane. I feel like I could win any lane, but more than anything, I try to make my teammates win and do whatever I can to help that. That being said, if you don't have players that are like ready to carry every game with, you know, one or two of their best picks, then maybe that's a little harder to execute, and maybe a little bit more of the carry should fall on me, especially as a mid laner. You know, I can't sit back and play Seraphine every game. It's not going to always work. As much as I love it, and as much as I love hearing how much people hate it, I'll keep picking it, but it may not work every time, you know. And so trying to find a way to mesh myself as kind of that more supportive mid and lean on my carries, which are definitely Bam and Duff. I think my ADC and jungler can hard carry a game. I think Gav can too, my top laner. A lot of people sleep on him. But I've seen him put the best top laners in the dirt already. It's just finding that consistency is really what it takes. So it hasn't been easy because it's new, and I've taken on a lot more of trying to rally everyone together and be the draft leader, which is something new for me. But I think it's coming along. Even if we end up losing tonight, I don't think the road is over for us, and I genuinely think like we're just going to keep getting better, because that's all our mindset. Even in a losing game, we're trying to get better and find a way every game.
So let's talk now about your actual group that you're in. You're in Group A, and you do have a match tonight. But what other teams have you guys scouted out? Any of the other teams that are in your bracket, or do you kind of just prepare the match, or whoever you're playing the match of? What teams are on your radar here in Group A as to strong teams and teams that are really going to be tough opponents to take down?
Yeah, I mean, I've been kind of linked into the Divinity community more than I usually ever have been. I try to pay attention to the other matches that happen and listen to the yaps and podcasts that people do. When it comes to prep, I always just prep for the team that's ahead of us, but I don't delete anything. You know, I'm keeping that. And as it comes around, if we end up facing somebody twice in playoffs, you know, I'm going to go back and grab everything that I can on them. So it's kind of a stacking prep, not really ignoring anything else. But in terms of the group, a lot of people are going to say we have a weak group. I think there are some strong teams in Group B for sure. Our match against the Alpstronauts tonight is definitely one where I'm kind of thinking, you know, if we can live up to our expectation and push through, maybe this is the group deciding match tonight. So that's something I've got on my mind, and you know, we can't win it unless we beat them because they haven't dropped even a single game. I think there's some other teams, like, I don't think you can put TFF that much higher than every other team. I think they've been playing together for a little bit longer. I think they've got good coordination. But I feel like teams like Agni Kai, who's made a bunch of roster moves, could find something that works. I think Illusion, they beat us. I mean, should we have won that game? I'll say I think so, but we didn't. And they can take a game off of anyone too. I think IG is a good team. I think Supreme is a good team. You can't sleep on Funny Business either. I think we're all teams that anybody could grab a game from each other, and everybody's kind of, well, they're not TFF, so they suck, and I don't think that's the truth.
Well, that would make for the best group, right? Every single team being competitive, that's what we want to see. I'll kind of getting towards the end here, I'll try and spark up a little bit of competition between the Conduit teams. There's 3 Conduit Esports teams inside of the Titan Divinity League. Is Conduit Esports Retribution the best?
Right now, I think it's easy to say so. I mean, I have had a lot of investment with the other teams throughout the past few weeks and leading into the season, and I had high hopes for all of them. I think we kind of know what to expect out of Kraken. I think they're a team, like I said, they could take a game or take a series off of even TFF, and they'd be really surprised about it. But I think it could happen. Lux, it's an enigma because you look at those players and it's like that team should be winning the league, maybe, and it just hasn't fallen together for them quite yet. I know they've got stuff in the works that I'm not going to sit here and say like Retribution's better than Flux, even if our score is better, because I really think they are one Rubik's Cube turn away from finding that puzzle piece that like it's just better than everybody else. Like I think it's right there, and it can be, but it also could not happen. So right now, I'm hoping to put Conduit's hopes on my back and keep pushing forward to win every week here on out. But I don't think like, I don't know. I definitely would say Retribution's the best right now, but I don't think that that's a guaranteed all year.
There you go. Humble man. Is there anyone you want to shout out before we finish off the interview, before we head off?
Yeah, shout out all my teammates, this split and all the other Conduit teams. Like, I know that we can turn it around. And then especially just shout out Conduit and Genetics for supporting us and putting all of these teams in, whether it's going to go well or not. I mean, we have what seems like the world at our fingertips with what we ask to do and when it comes to leagues and what we decide as players, and we just always have that support. So it's a really good spot to be with Conduit. So big shout out to them.
Well, there you go. Well, thank you so much, Dersin. That is Conduit Esports Retribution's mid laner ahead of their match. So good luck with your match, and we'll see how well you do with the rest of the season. Thanks so much for joining us.
Yep, thanks for having me.
Hope you enjoyed that interview, and we will see you for the next one. Thanks so much to everyone who tuned in and watched.